as business is concerned, truth be told, I mean, I more or less wasn't working for the last 6 weeks or 7 weeks it was. So weirdly feels like orientation week, freshman year again, like getting back into it. But I've been getting back on the phone and, you know, kind of that cadence that I built up and kind of using that as like the training wheels to jump right back into it and trying to be more mindful about answering the phone calls. Cause I mean, listen, I know it's frustrating for you and your guys. They work and they finally get someone on the phone and then I'm not picking up like 80% of the time. That's really frustrating. So I did want to apologize for that.
You're good. I know you've been kind of your pay was good where you're obviously like you said, and just been kind of off right now. But yeah, I think since you're getting back, this is a perfect time. We actually just found a pretty good database reactivation campaign that I wanted to walk you through. I don't know if I ran through it in the video, but we basically created a reactivation campaign that we've been slowly basically rolling out for all the partners that I hop on a call with. That's been able to reactivate a good 20-25% of any live transfer. And then also the positive reply rate, or at least positive neutral reply rate we're seeing is like 75% plus. And did I run over it in that Loom video? Or no?
You did, but that was on my list of questions because I want to know how to do this because I like kind of understood it, but I want to make sure that I'm doing it
Yeah,
right.
100%. Yeah. So let's go. What I'll go ahead and do is just build it out firsthand for you here real quick, just so you fully understand what it does, kind of what it's going to do. And we got plenty of time here. And so if I go to automations, I just want to double check that you don't already have it in here.
It's like an automated thing that comes along with the EIN that's just going to manually or automatically like text and reach out and stuff.
Yeah, so what you can do, this is going to be like a specific type of text though. So what we're going to have you do is like tonight or kind of whenever you have the time is go into all your live transfers so far. And anybody that you haven't heard from or been able to get in touch with within the last like 4, 5, 6 weeks, 4 weeks plus basically, tag them dead live transfer. And what we're going to do is we're going to send them a 3-day text cadence, basically trying to reactivate them. And if they reply to any of the text messages, it's going to notify you. So it'll notify you, hey, this person just replied to a text. And then it'll also give you the reply that they replied with. So that if someone says like stop or don't text me back, like you'll know, oh, okay, I don't even need to pay attention to that. But if someone says like, yeah, like yeah, that's what I'm still looking for, you can kind of hop right on it. And so, yeah, I'll kind of show you what it'll look like firsthand. It's pretty cool. We've just been seeing a lot of success with it. And it'll just give you the opportunity to go back through all your leads. And just like any of the ones you think have been potentially lost, reactivate a good 20% of them, at least to a conversation that potentially go somewhere. At least is what we've been seeing. So I'll be excited to see the kind of replies coming through. But if we go to
Will those notifications be like text messages, emails, or will be in the CRM?
Right now it's text messages, notifications to you. Still going to this. I don't know if how often you're using the CRM, if you're using the CRM, but as much as you can text, email, call out of the CRM, I would do. I know Compass has their own thing. Are you able to call, email, and text out of the CRM, Compass CRM?
If I do it through the mobile app, then it will log automatically. Otherwise, I have to manually input it. Actually, it's not true. Just for phone calls, I have to manually input it when I'm on my laptop.
Okay, but you can like text and email from it. Yeah. Okay, that's not. Is that typically where or is that where you're dealing with all of the live trans and any of like the stuff that we see you're just throwing into your Compass?
Yeah, generally speaking,
Okay.
if I send,
Thank you.
I'll just log like a brief summary of what I said. I won't like copy and paste the text necessarily in there, but after I send, I'm actually kind of neurotic about like the timestamp and all that stuff, so I know exactly, what's going on.
Okay, got it. Yeah, so yeah, because what I was gonna say is just to keep everything organized, if you wanted, we also have a mobile app, so you could just go in and just reply, to the leads as soon as you get that notification. Just boom, in our system as soon as possible, because thank you. That'll basically get rid of the need to copy them over to Compass and then maybe have a little bit of a delay. Obviously, completely up to you. But yeah, you're able to now with the EIN approval, you're able to text, email, and call all out of our CRM as well. And call recordings, text, you don't have to like log. I don't know kind of what you mean by log, but you wouldn't have to like log anything. It just call recordings are there, and then all the reporting is there as well, which is pretty cool. But that's just kind of for speed. If you find it, maybe point in your day you're not able to host, just know if you're able to text, call, and eventually high level too. Now I just imported that snapshot. Let's go over to York to show you like the power of this. We just implemented this for agents Jerome. I'll show you. Really, it was just leads that he should have already been on top of the ball, but it happens.
Right.
Sometimes we just like when you're dealing with this many leads, like stuff slips through the crack. It's inevitable. So that's why it's good to have systems like this. But he had a lead that was like he had a lead that reminded him to send her over a list like 2 weeks later, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah. So boom, here's the reactivation text that we were sending. So it looks like this lead, the last time that he had spoke to this lead was May 14th. And so only 2 weeks went by. So honestly, he must have just, got out of touch with her. But realistically, I wouldn't send this automation to anyone unless it's definitely 3 weeks plus. But hey, Janet, it's Jerome here with KW. We had a good conversation not too long ago about that property we're searching for. And then we're using the ISA notes. So some of these will maybe be a little different depending on how the ISA submitted it, but it gets the overall general point across. And we've deleted features because it's not pulling for some reason, but it's doing price, location, time frame. Is this still accurate? I've got some time. Would love to learn your business. Okay. Great. I will call you then. Janet got sidetracked today. My apologies. But then on the 9th, looks like gave a call. It was a 6-minute 50 conversation. Sent out an email on June 11th. So that's obviously all good. So basically, it was able to take a lead that he thought was completely dead, must not have talked to or been able to get in touch with for 2 weeks after the initial live transfer. Sends this text, able to get back in touch, and obviously up to there, it's up to him to get that conversion and stay back in touch. Here, there's another one. So again, it looks like the last time May 24th or May 14th. Again, sending that text. Where are the properties? That was on May 31st. Like, honestly, what I think we might also implement for you guys is just a general follow-up tag. Like, what we had for our agency for a while is you tag a lead follow-up. It'll just text it first name, question mark, still interested, question mark. It would just like follow up with them endlessly, like basic follow-ups, which seems like something that could be useful in like a case like this, where it can be difficult to remember like people that you need to like reach back out to. Like this here, I would like reach back out and be like, would you like me to send it over question mark, or something like that. So then 3 here, for example. So here we are, another one, basically details. Yes, it's me. Reply. Which honestly, I would probably just try to call them as soon as we get a reply. Hey,
Right.
Edmonds, it's Jerome. Price, location, time frame. Anavins, yes. That info is accurate. Are you still looking for a home? Yeah, because realistic, yeah, I would just try to call these people ASAP. Like you're just gonna get back in that text, like SMS, like follow up, like drop off game. Looks like.
Mhm.
Okay, so this looks like a good one. Yeah, send them over. I'll get it out to you. There's a good one too. I know you tagged a lot of them.
This is Jerome, right? Not me.
Sure. Yeah, this is Jerome. Yep. Yeah, so I'm just kind of giving you an example of what the flow should do. It would like how it should really start to like reactivate people just so you kind of be prepared for the responses, I guess. So
Right.
hey Sharon, it's Jerome. We had a good conversation, price, location. Yes, Jerome, I'm still in California. Okay, great. I'll follow up with you next week. Thanks. Have a great and enjoy. Yeah, this is the one that she literally reminded him. So he said, great, I'll follow up next week. Enjoy yourself. And then she texted him. This would have been May 30th, all the way June 17th. So it was like 17 days went by. Hey, Jerome,
Mhm.
it's Sharon. Did you ever find anything for us? I thought you were going to send me some postings to figure out what you can offer us. Good morning. My apologies. I have them. We'll send them now. Thank you. Have a doctor. Okay, I'll text them. Time to look. Send over the properties. That's obviously good. Realistically, a lead should never really have to remind you after 17 days. That's just kind of on him. But here, that's just a
Right.
great example of again some lead that he thought was completely lost or dead, which honestly makes me wonder like how often. This is an interesting one because April 25th, the lead actually, Jerome, why do we have to meet again? We just met about 2 weeks ago. Hey, Jerome, I'll do longer. Sounds great. Help you home search. So this looks like an automated text that he sent that he's like not really realizing like the conversation that he must have already had with this lady. Yeah, but this was like automated. She's like, hey, Jerome, got home doing laundry. I'll take a look soon. Okay, sounds great. And then looks like you hit her with another automated text when it looks like this is probably a lead that just like it's just maybe in the waiting phase right now, like April 25th and then May 30th. 30 days
Mm-hmm.
goes by. So maybe okay, yeah. So that's a good 35 days that went by. So probably just lost touch. Price, location, yes, it's still good. Ultimately able to get back in conversation with that person. So that's really the goal here, is that just anyone that you think, you potentially have lost touch with, we're just able to get back into a conversation with ideally. And so that's kind of what we're hoping this workflow does. And for all the agents that we've implemented it so far, it's been looking good. We actually just implemented it for Kyle 2 days ago too. I'll check his responses, but I don't want to waste too much of your time. We can just get this implemented. I'll build it out live for you here. Well, it's already going to be kind of pre-built out, but we'll adjust it, kind of tweak it up, and then I'll also show you. So deadline transfer workflow. So basically, it's going to trigger when the tag added to the lead is deadline transfer. Even if you want to do this like tonight, or you're just like chilling, it's midnight or super early in the morning, you don't have to worry about it firing at a wrong time, because we have the system. We're going to have it wait for business hours. So it's only going to
Okay.
fire Monday through Saturday at 10 to 4 p.m., 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So you can add anyone to this automation at any time. You don't have to be worried about it, firing outside of business hours. Then the initial text is going to go out. We want to get rid of this features one because it's just not pulling for some reason. It's going to kind of kill the type a little bit. But it's hey, first name. It's do we want to do Michael? And then it's with just Compass.
Yeah.
We'll do. Perfect.
Yeah, that should be fine.
Hey, contact first name. It's Michael with Compass. We had a good conversation not too long ago about that property you were searching for, price, location, time frame. Is this still accurate? I've got some properties I can send over. Just let me know. If they reply to this within 1 day, as soon as they reply, it'll notify you. It's not going to wait 1 day and then notify you that they replied. As soon as they reply, it'll notify you. But if they time out after 1 day where they didn't reply for an entire day, it's basically going to send them a second text, which is just going to be first name, question mark, question mark. But if they do reply, it's going to send you a text like this saying, dead live transfer, reactivate, reply. It's going to give you the leads details so you can easily find them in your CRM or ours. And then it's going to give you the reply that they actually replied with. Again,
Okay.
so if someone says like stop, you'll know, okay, I don't even need to attend that right now. I don't need to attend it at all. But if someone says, yeah, that's still accurate, okay, boom. Yeah, no, I need to get to them, call them, get them some properties or something, etc. Into the CRM and get back to them ASAP. Just a little note. After that second text sends, same thing. We're going to wait 1 day. If they reply, it's going to notify you. If they don't, it's going to send them a text. Let me know first name. These properties won't be on market much longer, and I want to make sure you're in the know. Very, very simple. Wait 1 day. If they reply, it notifies you. If not, they're basically taken out of the sequence. So it's a very simple, just 3-day reactivation sequence that would just get a lot of good stuff. If there's anything that you think you would potentially want to add to this before firing it, you can let us know. Like if you are like thinking tonight and you're like, you want to jot down a 5-day, 6-day, 7-day sequence that you want to run, you can even add emails. Feel free. But as of right now, we're seeing it work perfectly fine. At the end of the day, if someone you haven't got in touch with for over 4 weeks also doesn't reply to 3 texts 3 days in a row, it's pretty much like, kind of, okay, what's going on? What else can I really do other than calling is usually the highest leverage thing you can do in regards to conversion or getting in touch with people. But besides calling, calling is always a good last resort. And honestly, you can get a lot of people on call to that. SMS is right behind that. I mean, SMS, I think it has like 97% open. And so people do text. Like people not saying text is not a thing. People always see text messages. And so 3 days in a row, we're not being annoying. It's a value first approach. We're just saying, is this still accurate? I'd love to get those over. A little bump, super simple text, first name, question mark, question mark. Then again, value first approach. Hey, these might go off market soon. Just want to make sure you're in the know. We're not like being salesy. We're not asking for anything in any way. So if we really don't get a response from this, then, it's safe to say that maybe we'll follow back up and again in 3-4 weeks or so. But this has been reactivating a good 25, 30% of people, and then getting a good 75% reply rates. And so as soon as you launch those, depending on if you're going to do all of them at the same time or maybe just like 10 each day or something, definitely be prepared for some. And again, we'll be sending you notifications to your number, so you shouldn't miss any other.
Cool. So that screen you're just on right now, can I go in there? Do I have access to that, or do I need to get in touch with you to?
We can give you access. You just have to be super careful. So we have like a bunch of automations what we have made for you is this partner/agent workflows. So to be completely honest, this folder here, partner agent workflows, you can do whatever you want in there, but just steer clear of 1 through 7. Steer clear
Sure.
of because basically this is how we do all of our internal stuff, like all of our reporting. Like we track every single call on the account, the live transfers, the new leads, speed to lead tracking. That stuff gets super complex, and honestly, if you mess it up, I probably it'll be hard to find where you even messed it up at, to be honest. So as long as you
Yeah.
just kind of
I mean,
stay in this number 8 folder, you can do whatever
sure.
you want in this number 8 folder. You can create a brand new workflow. You can go into the dead live transfer reactivate workflow, which that's what the one I was just in is called, is dead live transfer reactivate. If you click into that, it'll pop right open. And then honestly, it's pretty simple. If you want to add anything new to this, just kind of follow the flow. For example, if you wanted to add a 4th text, you would basically just follow what we did up here. So you would search SMS, and even if you don't know how to find it, what's super cool is you can just grab these 3 dots and just copy action, boom,
Sure.
and then just rename it. Instead of SMS3, it's going to be SMS4, and then you type whatever you want in there. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. But if you want, I can definitely give you access to this part of the CRM. Just be careful and just make sure we just stay in the number 8 folder, and you should be fine.
Yeah, that's the only one I wouldn't want to touch any of the other stuff. I was just, if I wanted to change, like instead of just sending name ? Something, I don't know. I don't even know if I would change it, but yeah, that's all I got.
It's all good.
The only
Let
other
me go ahead
question
and
I have for you is, would you mind maybe, I don't know if it'll be easy to find, but maybe just a contact in my account where those texts have been going out? Because I feel like everyone I click on, I'm not seeing anything. And I don't know if that's just bad luck. So I don't know. I just want to.
No, it could be super simple. I just turned your conversations on. That might have literally fixed it right there. I want to see. Let's see. Dashboard. We don't need quizzes, opportunities, conversations, contacts, calendars.
Because I just feel like when I clicked in, I haven't seen like the blue bubbles, actual conversations going back and forth, but that could just be me picking the wrong accounts.
No, I think I just gave you access to conversations tab. You probably didn't have it before, so you should be all good in there. You can see any conversation our team having that pretty much any given day at any given time. Yeah, and then it'll basically just be, and the easiest way to add the dead live transfer tags to these people is honestly probably going to be like this. Can you see my screen here?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. What I would do is I'd go into the contacts tab, and in the top right, just search live transfer. That's going to pull up all your leads that have been live transfer tagged by the team. I would go to created and sort by oldest to newest. So I'd go to created and sort by all your leads and live transfers that started in January, February. And then over here on this left-hand side, you can simply just go through and tick the ones that you want to add to that automation, which, I assume will be a good amount, just kind of here and there. But you can just go through, okay, boom, haven't heard from her in 4 weeks, haven't heard from them, haven't heard from them, haven't heard from them, whatnot. And then select all these. And then in the top left here, you can just add tags. The action name is just going to be like adding dead live transfer tag. That's just going to be the name of the action, basically. I'm just going to put next here, like test. And then what you can do is just click tags, search dead live transfer. It'll come up, dead live transfer. And then all you have to do is just add tags, and it'll put them all in that automation.
Okay, cool. I can definitely do that.
I can also send you this meeting recording too, just in case you need to just kind of review it again. But yeah, that'll be super good. Really right now, like I sent you in the Loom video, lead generation is fine. The main things that we just need to work on our end is live transfer rate. Honestly, just getting on more calls, one. But then honestly, we're at a good amount of live transfers right now where the game right now is, okay, like converting what we have, like converting the stuff in the pipeline that we have, which is honestly going to come down to just like SMS workflows, email workflows, and calling workflows. So I don't know how often you call or kind of what your tasking system looks like in Compass. If you ever need, GoHighLevel has a really good tasking system in the sense of what I would personally do is I would go to your dashboard. I would go to this year. I'd click into your live transfers and honestly just like one by one, kind of, go all the way back to the oldest one. Looks like Jay Shree here, January 13th. Set a call task on her. I know there's a bulk way to do task, actually. There's a task here.
Mm-hmm.
Sort by advanced filter. So what we could do is we could bulk add a task to all the live transfers, which is like call every 2 or 3 days. At the end of the day, that's literally only going to be like 45 dials a day. To just like go back through, and I'm sure you're already in touch like with a bunch. So it's like really probably only be like 30, 35 calls every single day. Like that takes like 30, 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
And just like go through and call those. Like that's kind of the stage that we're at right now is we've generated the opportunity. There's people in there that are absolutely buying or selling. Honestly, as you start getting like in touch with these people a lot, like there probably be some people that like you get back in touch with and they'll be like, I already bought. Like that was one for Kyle. The other day he reached out to a lead that was like 3 months old and they were like, I'm already moving forward. I'm under contract right now. And it's like, okay, like we gotta like make sure we're hitting them so hard that there's never a long gap for that to ever even happen.
Right.
And that's kind of just where we're at. Like we have plenty of opportunity in the door. We personally, like I said in the Loom video, we could get our live transfer rate up. Obviously, you already know we can get pickup rate up. More conversations we're able to get on the phone with. Obviously, always going to be better. As you know, the hardest part sometimes with these leads is just getting them on the phone. But once you
Right.
can, like you're able to win them over. It's just getting them on the phone is the tough part. But once you get them on the phone, you can win them over. You make a first impression. That's more so the easier part. It's honestly the hardest part ever with any of these leads is getting on the phone or getting in person. And so that's where we need to just stress a lot of our energy right now, which is why I wanted to implement this campaign for you. It's because we have a good amount, 45 live transfers of people that have had 5 to 10 minute phone calls expressing their interest or buying, selling. There's no reason bare minimum 20% of those aren't actually going to do something, which is a good 10 leads. And there's no reason we can't get a good 30, 40, 50% of those. And so it's really just a numbers game and looking at
Yeah.
the numbers. As long as we just have the right SMS flows, email flows, text flows, I'm sure you have your Compass set up. I know their email system is super good. And honestly, just calling these people once per day until you're able to connect. And then after that, after you connect with them, you could just set like a once per week task. And it's like at the end of the day, like because it's only 45 leads, like that is so easy to knock out. Like I'm sure, you have days where you're banging out like 50 cold calls and so like that's like nothing. Especially
Yeah.
with people that you already have notes on and that you can have an icebreaker. Hey, we were chatting on this date. You can look in the CRM, be able to chat on this date. You were looking for this, and this. Does that ring a bell? Is that still accurate? Boom. It's like the odds that they give you the time of day is 100 times more likely because you're like, well, I must have talked to this guy at some point in time. I mean, even if their criteria has changed, or let's say their location is different, maybe their price point is still the same. So they're like, oh, I was looking in that area. Yeah, I was looking around that price range, but and then at least an icebreaker so you don't just get hung up on right away. And so I think that's just the stage that we're in right now. And just
Mm-hmm.
really so anything you need from us, any ideas, questions, concerns you have, on how we can help you as well, work the live transfers that we've generated so far. Just let us know. If it's also too a matter of adding that sequence before you want to roll it out. If you say, hey, I want to make this a 7-day sequence or a 14-day sequence instead of a 3-day sequence before we roll it out because I really want to capitalize on it. You can send us over some text ideas. We can work on it together, or we can implement it and just get your okay. At this point, we just want to be a much more involved because this is where we really start to like convert. Like this is where we really want to start like honing in on actually kind of converting deals. And so, I won't be surprised if once, twice every other week we have an hour call just like this to just like build something new to
Right.
convert stuff. Because that's like I want to make sure that you see success, and sometimes that comes with doing something different for every one of our partners at this stage. For example, your lead gen is fine. We have a partner in Fredericksburg, Texas, super small market. It is like brutal to generate leads there. So we just sat down for an hour and a half yesterday or the day before and came up with a land campaign, a completely custom and never done for any other client before, but it's just because he was dealing with a specific problem that we need. And that's like the stage in which we're at right now is helping you solve any specific problem that we're dealing with because everyone's is going to be different. And
Mm-hmm.
whatever we need to sit down for an hour and knock out, we can do. That's kind of the stage we're at. So I just want to let you know like that you have full access to me in that sense.
Yeah. No, Yeah, I like the reactivation campaign because I think I told you this, it was months ago at this point, but there have been like one or two people that I've called and like, hey, where are we at? You know, I'm paraphrasing, obviously, being a little more professional, but they're like, yeah, I'm actually under contract on a house and I'm selling mine. I'm like, oh shit, okay. So I think at this point, you know, just reactivating people, because all these tools are great, but at the end of the day, it really just comes down to timing and being the one that's there when they're making the decision. So I think the reactivation, especially if it's been, you know, 2 months, that's plenty of time to clean up your house, stage it, list it, all that stuff. And hopefully I can be there right when they're making that decision or beforehand, so I'm top of mind. So I do like the idea of
Absolutely.
the uh the dead live transfer reactivate, because there's a bunch that, you know, I talk to and I'm like, hey, I can get you a CMA to see what your house looks like, and here's some, you know, listings for you to go to next. And it just, you know,
Yeah.
fizzles out. We'll get busy. I'm in it every day, so I think it'll be top of mind. But you know, maybe someone's pregnant,
Yeah.
you know, family member passed away or something, someone's graduating, you know, all that stuff. So
Yeah,
I think,
yeah, yeah, exactly. Also too, like email, a lot of agents think too, I don't like know if you're in this boat at all, but just like thinking off the top of my head, what I know is common is like agents will have really good email nurture sequences. Email nurture sequences like don't keep you top of mind as a lot of agents seem unless you actually are good at copywriting. Like if you are good at copywriting and understand like psychology and the human brain, you can make subject lines that people will open. You'll make real estate copy that people actually like. But like agents under leverage texting so much. It's like they literally have someone's phone number and like email them instead of texting them. Now I get if it's like a weekly update, you don't want to bother people, but people can opt out. Like people, if they really don't want the update, they'll opt out, and then you just email them anyway because they haven't opted out of the email; they just opted out of text. So it's like, yeah, leveraging text messaging and calling is so good. And it's because, you know, emailing is like the easier route for a lot of agents, but it's like, yeah, with these leads, texting huge, open rates, the statistics don't lie, 97% as opposed to email, which is like, and if you're sending with a really good email software and high deliverability, you can get it to 70%, but usually it's more around 30%. And so it's like, why not just more eyeballs on my messages and stuff? So yeah, the texting was great.
yeah, and everyone's doing the email thing for all their businesses. So people give out their emails and then they just don't really look at it. You basically just go into spam. So I definitely agree with you on the texting front. So I think I'm high on the dead live transfer reactivation thing, because that's someone who's expressed interest and you're gonna hit them 3 days in a row. Worst case scenario, like, hey, I'm here. What are you doing? Let's talk. I like that. I think it's a
Yeah.
good place to start. If I'm still running into issues, obviously I'll reach out to you and be like, hey, I got it. But given that I've been on the quieter side of just work in general for this past like 6.5 weeks, I guess you could call it, I'm going to start there and then we'll see what that does. I have a feeling I'm going to hear from a good amount of people that I tag. Just, I mean, I've had some, I recognize like two or three names that came in as like a new lead generated. I was like, I already have that in the CRM. So these people are clearly,
So
you know,
yeah, that's good. Yeah, that, that's a good sign that it's like they're like a looky loo, but they're like a motivated looky loo, I guess. Like there's something that can make them move if they do that. Usually you just get looky loos that are like, no, yeah, like send me stuff, send me stuff, send me stuff. Um, Clicking on an app that's multiple times. That's interesting. That's definitely something there. If we can maybe give them the right thing or somehow try to get in front of them, maybe we can push them to kind of fast track that process. So yeah, that's good to keep your eye out for.
yeah, I'm definitely gonna. I mean, I have some time. I have to actually call someone that I you guys yesterday after we got off the phone here. But then I think after this call, so I'm probably just gonna go through and start marking people right away, and hopefully we get traction right away, and I can kind of get in these people's minds and start making moves for them. Because Lord
Yeah.
knows having a paycheck's better than not. But um,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
Pretty early in the morning, if you get them tagged by Friday noon, 1 o'clock, you should get a good amount of replies. Maybe some people will reply to tomorrow to the bump text, but yeah, you should be good. And if you have any questions, just let me know. If you have any other ideas, again, we're at that stage where like really like you've always had like full access to me, but now really like utilize it. Like anything that you need help with, like in regards to just anything, data, hey, where are we at with like lead flow, like anything like that, like because we're at that stage where it's like we have enough and keep it consistently going. And this whole thing is like a domino effect, especially when you have a predictable system. That's the main thing. It's not a domino effect if you don't have a predictable system. And as soon as you get those few conversions in the door, that's when you realize you're like, oh, this is like what they had to go through to make it work. And you just always start to get more of an idea and an idea as you get further down the funnel. Like same as you've probably seen, like, oh, okay, this is what gets a lead now that I understand. Like I've seen the ads, I see what their process. It's like, oh, this is what gets a phone call conversation, how they have the ISA team. And now we just need to be like, okay, now you've already had, okay, this is what gets me a conversation. This is what gets me in the door. This is what gets me on a consultation with these people. Now we just need to be like, what gets me that deal consistently and really put it all together. Easier said than done, of course, but that's when you really just start like, dude, let's go. Like this is like consistent now.
Creating that ironclad, repeatable process for people, so that way, once you get your hooks in them, they're not going anywhere. I mean, I've always said in sales of any kind, the best odds you're ever going to get is 50%. It's going to be yes or no. And I think if I keep hammering away at this and fine tune it and take the feedback that I'm getting, we'll get to the yes or no spot as far as listing and buying and selling a lot sooner. Yeah, I mean, I'm actually I'm maybe irrationally excited about this dead live transfer thing. I don't know, but I do like the idea.
Yeah.
So I'll give that a go.
Hopefully it does super well. I'd hate for it not to do as well. If it does do what we think, no big deal. Like we can set something else up to try to do a little bit better. If we're not seeing people, if it doesn't, there's a whole bunch of different things we can look at the end of the day. If it doesn't do well, but we have no opt-outs, that's a good sign. If it doesn't do well and we have a fat ton of opt-outs, that's not a good sign. But if it doesn't do well and there's not a lot of opt-outs, that probably means we could put them with something just a little bit more irresistible of an offer, and they maybe reply. If it's super bad and there's a lot of opt-outs, then that's really probably the only bad side to get. Is really the only thing I can think about. So hopefully you get a good amount of replies from it. We've been seeing it work for a lot of other agents. I will say for the agents who implemented it so far, for I think your live transfer volume is a little bit on the, and I think the lowest we've done so far is 66, but still 45 is a good amount. You'll probably go in and tag a good maybe 25, 30 of them at the end of the day. So yeah, I'll be excited to see those notifications come through because I'll get notified in our team inbox as well if any of those get replied to.
Cool. Yeah, so I'm gonna do that probably. I'm gonna make that phone call, and I would say probably around like 11:15. Start plugging away at that. It shouldn't take a couple buttons. So, it's a good place to start. And let's say it doesn't work out, I'll reach out to you. And I mean, obviously, you're gonna give it some runway here to see.
Yeah, give it a good 3 days.
Yeah, but if it doesn't,
go through the full sequence.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, let's say it's 5 days from now, and it's it's not working out. I'll get in touch with you, and we'll figure out, because then we know we have another data set that's not working, so we can pivot and try to make something new that makes more sense. Because I know the market I'm in is kind of different, I guess, for lack of a better word. A little bit higher price point.
If that is the case, we could do something like that because that agent that we have in Texas, it's the same case. It's like he's like your normal offers aren't going to work in it because the type of person that lives here is a different type of person, right? Like he's like they're elderly, they can't afford to downsize because just the way the market's moved. Newer people can't move in; it's too expensive, and people don't want to sell. Like a lot of people, like these are their second home. It's like a getaway, and it's like you're trying to target like new construction or one level, and it's like no, you need to target like Airbnb investors, land, and like just having that market insight from you guys too can be super helpful. So if it comes down to it, really dissecting the market and being like, what is a very special, specific offer we can come specific to this market? Mm-hmm. That's also something after talking to Adam in Fredericksburg, and also just you and a lot of these other agents and just, interesting markets that just aren't, the markets that you're just finding everywhere, that are just super common is honestly like, we've literally been thinking about how effective would it be to have on the onboarding an hour sit down where we literally just talk about what is your market like what offers are booming in your market and running a very specific one. The issue I can only with that is maybe just agents and not even knowing themselves, like, and kind of steering us in the wrong direction. Like Adam is like super smart. He'll like sit down for like 30 minutes and talk to ChatGPT, plug in like articles and data and stuff. And it's like, it works for Adam because like Adam and he knows all that stuff. But I could see it being like difficult and agents steering us in the wrong direction, not actually knowing what people are moving and stuff. But yeah, that's something like we could definitely do is like talk to ChatGPT, feed it articles, feed it data, and be like, what is happening in this market if it actually comes down to it.
Yeah, because I mean, I think this might be a national problem, but specifically here, inventory is just so low. So like, if I get a call from you guys and someone's saying that their budget's 450, I don't even really show them anything higher than 425 because that's just what the number is going to eventually get to, that 445.
Yeah.
So like, I don't even know if that's helped something new, but I don't know. I'm thinking
I think that's like such a good damaging omission that you could use on the calls though. Is like, you'd have to word it a certain way for sure, but it's like if
right.
someone says they're about like 450, it's like great. Well, I don't want to steer you in the wrong direction, Michael. To be completely honest, like the way inventory is right now, I'm gonna send you around 425 because at the end of the day, it's gonna come out to 450. That's like almost seems like, oh, he's literally willing to lower his commission check. Just to be honest and real, that's like the damn like the 8 Mile, M&M.
Yeah, it's been a while. I've seen it.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of damaging emissions, which is just like, and I know you like it too. It's like, I'm not the best agent out there, but I'm going to do whatever it takes to like make sure that I can help you out. It's the same thing, like Eminem and the end of the rap battle. I do live in a trailer with my mom. He says all the bad stuff about himself, so the guy has nothing to rap about him. Like you don't have like, consumers think you're fake when everything seems perfect, and being real with them in that sense is good.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, the last person I said it to was a referral, so I kind of already had that. It's like it's my sister's friend, so she's knows who I am. We walked the same halls growing up, but that's kind of been the play. Like, hey, listen, if your budget's 900, 500, whatever, we're gonna go a little bit lower, so we can, I don't want to have you fall in love with a place that you can't compete with, right? Like if you put in your work and like, so that's done well. But with these online leads, because they don't know me, right? Like,
Yeah.
people that don't know you and maybe they don't even like you, they don't trust you. So that, and
Yeah, kind of what they hear is like, he can't give me what I want, like type of thing is what they hear.
right. Whereas if someone knows me, like, oh, that's cool, I appreciate them letting me know that. But someone doesn't know me, like, oh, they can't help me. This is just blah 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 blah, that kind of deal. So, trying to work through that and have a damaging omission that isn't damaging, right? Like something that's more, helpful in establishing trust. So that's been a balance trying to strike, but each day's a new adventure. So we're trying to figure out what messaging works and what doesn't. But that's literally just an extension of what we're talking about every time we get on a call here. So ongoing campaign, I guess you could say.
Yeah, split test. Yeah. Yeah, sounds good, man. Get to that call. And yeah, let me know. I actually don't have to let me know. I'll be able to see when plug those in for the live transfer. I'll be excited to see them maybe around noon, 1 o'clock. Yeah, really just get to them ASAP. I would probably just immediately call first, and then if they don't pick up, hey, tried giving you a call. Glad to see you're still looking in the market. But the best thing to try to do is call.
Yeah, for sure.
Perfect. We'll go from there. I'll send you this recording just so if you have any questions about HighLevel and how to add that deadlock transfer tag, you just go to the recording and you can find the spot. Other than that, let me know if you need anything, and we will chat soon.
Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate it, and best of luck with the Airbnb situation, the travels, all that stuff.
Thank you. Glad you're out of your boot as well. So playing get you back on the court in April.
It's weird not having a full functioning leg.